I still think that virtuals is where it's at right now. There's a lot of opportunities in this market, and some of them you don't even need to spend money. You need to be pledged. I'm going to explain what that means in this video. Yesterday, I made a video regarding the virtual agent that is dropping on Ethereum mainnet. If you watch that video, you'll know that that's actually dropping in the next few hours. We're going to watch that in this video. You could have got in just by pledging points, or you could also just trade it on secondary market, which again, we're going to talk about later in this video. I do think that Iris, which is that token, is a really good opportunity. If you scroll all the way back to December, which is 5 months ago, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this, I did explain this platform, this virtuals platform, right when it dropped, and that it would dominate in 2025. And so far, it has literally made millionaires. Unfortunately for myself, I actually largely faded the ecosystem even after covering it really early, just because I had so much other stuff going on. I personally do not believe it's too late to dive into the virtuals ecosystem, even right now at the time watching this video. So I'm going to try to prove that to you by starting from scratch myself. So we're going to talk about all that in this video, how I pledged about $200 that I'll never see again because I staked it for life. And just to make this video a little bit more fun and interesting, I opened up a short, a 5x short on virtuals to be able to basically counter trade the buy that I made that I'm no longer able to sell. And I'll tell you why I did that in this video and an update on that using Wasabi. So with all that being said, we're going to dive into the ecosystem, and we're going to do this in one fresh take as best as to my ability. The ecosystem is filled with AI agents that do a bunch of different stuff. The one that I have starred right here is Vader AI, which has just been an absolute beast on Twitter. Vader AI basically does in-depth analysis of the virtuals ecosystem. It's really the AI that did a great job at, this actually is the different agent. Vader right here, Vader Research is the one that I really enjoy. So Vader, and which is obviously associated with Vader AI. But yeah, it's basically just been going all over this Iris launch that's happening in just a few hours. It talks about Kaido. It talks about just like high level analysis of like how to be able to earn more Vergen to be able to put towards these launches. And then yes, I referenced it yesterday in my video talking about how if you're able to get into the pre-sale of Iris, it lets you in at a 200k FDV, meaning if Iris hits 60 mil, that's a 300x. If it hits 100 mil, that's a 500x. There's a lot of these on here. And by buying these and staking these, you can also earn these Vergen points. So unlike my video in December, where I didn't give you any link, I am dropping a link down here below in this video because I don't get your platform fees that I know of or anything like that. Referrals also give you a boost of Vergen points, which is basically these actually fake internet points that you can earn by staking and pledge towards these launches. Now, a lot of the times you do have to hold these for a month or longer in order to reap the benefits and not get penalized. So you will see a lot of fake P&Ls of people saying they made so much money when they didn't. However, if you look at some of these, like Vader AI, I mean, this has been around for quite a while and still at a 57 million FDV. It's been months. So people ate on that. I mean, 76 million at this Mamo, Solus. I don't, just look at all of these. They all do different things. There's literally a Vergen token itself, which is different than the Vergen points that you pledge. So let's just go to our profile. Let's view our profile and let's see. So literally I am starting from scratch here. I don't even know which wallet that I originally used when doing this, but basically I just now decided that I wanted to stake in order to earn my Vergen points. So I bought about $170, which is at the time of making this video, 66 virtual, to lock forever. Now I do think virtual is up right now because the market is just going crazy. Bitcoin's at like 110,000, as well as the first AI agent from the virtuals ecosystem is launching on Ethereum mainnet. I think people are doing like myself, trying to get in last minute and buying virtual to try to get some points to pledge. And that's why you saw at the beginning of this video that I pulled out a short at around a $1 billion market cap. Now, this was like, I did this really right when this video started. I don't know how big of an update that I can give you on this later, but I would love to update you guys on Twitter if you're following me there. Or Telegram to kind of see where this position goes. But going back to the actual virtuals protocol, you can see that I locked this up entirely. And basically everything you need to know is in this one dashboard. If you're even asking me, well, Chris, I want to do this, but how do I even like buy virtual? There's literally, if you go to virtuals protocol, you connect your wallet, you go to, there's a button that says buy virtual, and it redirects you to Uniswap. and basically it'll already have the token there. It'll have the amount of ETH you have in this wallet, and you could buy it there. And then immediately there's a stake button here too. You click stake, and it will redirect you to a staking page on how much you want to stake. If you want to auto max it, or if you just want to do 4 weeks or 1 week or 12 weeks or whatever. It depends on why you're buying it. The reason I'm buying it is to accelerate these incentives and to be able to get more Virgin points, so I don't really care about the financial value. If I did want to flip this, which I don't know if I would do here, I would have done it much earlier. I would have done it during my first video, and I've been up like 5x since then. I would obviously just do like a week or 4 weeks, or I don't even know if I'll do 12 weeks. I'll probably stay between 1 week and 1 month. That really depends on yourself. But let's get a little bit further. So we want to have AI agents that are like coming up, okay? So there's a tab, you go to AI agents, you go to all, and you can view them all right here. But we want to look at the up and coming, so we're going to click up and coming. And here you see Iris in 15 hours, the one that I have been talking about a lot. Because if you can pledge at a 200K FDV, again, nothing in these videos is financial advice, you're not even pledging real money. You're pledging these points you got for staking other things. So these are all fair launches. If I wanted to pledge for Iris, I would wait until this window opened, which again, it starts in 15 hours, and it basically has all the details above me. If I wanted to contribute to it, I would pledge my virtual points, and it's pretty self-explanatory once this actually opens up. For this one specifically, I could commit up to 566 virtual, which is basically to help it try to stay a fair allocation towards each person. Now, granted, else have a lot of wallets and a lot of accounts, so they'll be doing that, but it's still good that they at least try to keep it fair. There's a couple live ones going on right now, so let's say that I wanted to do this duck one. I don't have any points to pledge because this is a brand new account, but I would literally, you see how it's live right now, 17 hours. I would just click this, and I would choose how much I want to commit to pledge the points, and I could pledge up to 566 and then be able to do that. Now, each one will kind of explain to you the details. So again, if we want to use this Iris, for example, if you want to look at the details of the project, if you want to look at the details of the lockups, if you want to look at the details of literally anything, it'll tell you on here. Now, if you're too late and you're like, man, I'm not gonna be able to get points in order to buy this, how can I buy these? All these tokens exist on Base or now Ethereum, and they're all just gonna have contract addresses just like regular tokens. So I've made videos on all kinds of platforms that are super easy. Right now, Slingshot is the absolute easiest. If you made it this far in the video and you want to be able to access Slingshot, I can send you an invite directly just on the YouTube comment or Twitter comment or whatever. But there's other things too. You could just go back to Uniswap. You could go find that contract address. You can click it, and then you can paste it right here. Paste the contract address right here. There's different ways to do it depending on whatever you want to do. Photon allows you to just swap Ethereum tokens. It's more of a trading bot, and I have different opinions on those. But there's a lot of different ways to be able to buy these. This one personally, I will probably just be using Slingshot myself because I'm probably not going to be able to get the points in time. So I'm just going to wait and see with the points. But I don't think it's going to stop at Iris. I don't know when what people have been calling flywheel is going to stop. Because basically, as I said earlier, you have to commit to a certain amount of days. So for Iris, you can see that the tokens are unlocking in 182 days. So you actually have to commit for that long. Now, if you did that with something like Vader, I mean, you would just be an incredible profit. Getting in at a less than a 200K market cap, and Vader's now at 57 million. I think Iris could easily be this in the time that it unlocks. Now, that doesn't mean you have to wait 182 days to be able to trade the tokens. The tokens go live to trade immediately. So snipers are going to absolutely eat on these, but I also think regular people who are just speculating, depending on when they buy in, are also going to do really well on trading them. Which moves me on to the trading aspect of these tokens. You can buy them, you can sell them, you can even leverage trade them. So I'm right now leverage trading virtual. It's supported by Wasabi. Wasabi supports pretty much everything in the Base ecosystem, which I really like, and I think it's really slept on. Wasabi is, full disclosure, a long-term partner of my channel. That doesn't mean that this video necessarily is sponsored by Wasabi. I was already using them before, and I just like to highlight them when it makes sense. And for this short on virtual, just to be able to counteract what I just said, everybody buying virtuals, it just made sense. So for this, I did a 5x short. You can see down here that I did 5x leverage, and sorry, it's actually blocked, but right around this area. It's already open, so this was another one. And I could actually go ahead and set a stop loss. I'm not going to right now. I think I'm going to ride this free, but if I wanted to set a stop loss, you could see above me, I could do a trigger price. Let's say I want to stop at when I hit like a 25% loss, I would lose 0.0123 Ethereum. Or if I want to stop at a 50%, I might actually set that 50% loss, but we'll see. I would lose 0.024 Ethereum. So that's kind of how that works on Wasabi. Really cool that they support the virtuals ecosystem. I'll continue to kind of counter trade these. Let's say that Iris launches tomorrow at above 100 million FDV. I wouldn't mind shorting that. Now, the way that Wasabi shorting works is it's a little complicated when tokens just launch, because it basically borrows from the vaults where people earn an APY. And so newer tokens are a little harder to short. For example, they just launched Dog. And the Rune token, and you can see that there's 11K of Dog being soft staked here. That means that's about how much support I have to be able to short Dog. Now, Dog, I imagine, is going to have a higher APY as it was just listed, but some of these, as you saw at the beginning, have a much higher APY. But that's just kind of explaining the Wasabi platform. Again, I really personally love using it. I'll continue to update you guys on this short. I think personally it's going to perform well, but we will see. And I hope that you got value out of this video. If you did, all I ask is that you give it a like, you give it a share, you give it a comment, and leave down below basically if you still enjoy these really in-depth informative videos. And again, I'll leave the link to the ecosystem down below for you, and I'll see you guys next video.